guys, welcome back. We're continuing with the single leg X or ashigarami finishes from the Footlock, the straight Footlock. These are BJJ legal for all belts. So they're a very helpful leg lock to start playing around with, especially when you're a white and blue belt, purple belt. You're not allowed to reap, you're not allowed heel hook in most rule sets. So it's worth spending the time on the straight Footlock because then once you come back, you always have that straight Footlock to fall back on. So even when heel hooks are in play, you can still tap someone with a straight Footlock. You know, straight Footlock isn't something to be ignored. I think a lot of people sleep on the straight Footlocks because of the heel hook meta, and like that's kind of the way the no-gi has shifted. But I think someone with a very good straight Footlock can still submit a lot of people, and it's worth having in your toolbox. You know, it's just another tool we can use. So last week we looked at the kind of standard breaking mechanics of how to tap someone from the straight leg or the straight ankle ashigarami position. So we're going to go looking at a couple of his reactions today, especially his escapes. And there's two specific escapes he kind of will look at, and we're going to deal with both of them today. So the first thing I need to look at is the positioning here. So there's two ways Danny can escape. He can build up on his same side arm, so the arm that you have your ashigarami set up on. If he starts to build up on this arm, this is okay. This is where our counter leg locks and our transitions are applicable. If he starts to build up on his other arm, the wrong side arm, or the far side arm, if he builds up on this arm now, he can start to push up into me. He can windshield wiper this leg, and all of a sudden I'm back into my single X position. So now it's quite difficult. Well, it's not difficult for me. I can sweep him from here. I can adjust to other options, but it's not what I want. Once I break him down to his hip, I want to keep him on that side, okay? So it's important to be aware of that. We want to force the turn. So obviously my hip's turning is one part of it, but this leg staying flared under this knee, if he tries to windshield wiper this knee under his butt now, it's quite difficult because I'm keeping it trapped with my own leg. So now it's quite, once this isn't an option, he's sure as hell going to go with the other option, okay? So he's going to build up on that arm, and now lift his hips, maybe even clear my hip or my foot, and he's going to try to shift off over this way. Okay, so I need to be aware that that's coming, that's the escape he's going to start playing for. So as that starts to happen, I lift my foot, and I'm going to chop my foot down onto his belly. My other leg is going to flare up underneath, and now I can just go for the straight foot, this straight ankle again. So what I'm trying to do again, like we did last week, we're trying to roll his ankle essentially. So I push my foot away, I'm going to roll my shoulder to the mat and try to turn his ankle. Boom, to get your tap. Okay, so again, we're in our straight ankle configuration. If he's just flat, maybe he has no hands to the mat, he's just in this position, he's going to have to build up. He knows he is. If he just stays here, I'll tap him. So he's going to have to build up. I don't want him to build to the far side. So if I feel like he's starting to build to the far side, just make sure that that leg stays active, that you're forcing him back onto this hand. He'll give up eventually. And now he's going to start building up. As he starts to build up, my foot retracts. My foot's ready to go on his belly, and I bring my foot underneath. From here, we'll go for the tap. Yeah, that's very hard. If he tries to escape this now, very hard for him to deal with that. Okay? Basically, try to keep them on the hip, on the side you have your legs tangled on. If that you keep him on that side and he starts to build up on that side, that's when it's easy to finish the Footlock. If he builds up on the far side, that's when he's going to start pushing you back into your single leg X, and then you have to work for a sweep or transition to a different attacking sequence. So that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. As usual, please give the channel a like, share, subscribe. It's really appreciated. It helps me out a lot. And I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. See you on the next one.